In a world whose hosts cried out for a replacement to Thunderdome. The Top 10 is proud to bring you the Relist.
Relist. Relist.
Welcome, everybody, to a brand new episode of the Relist.
Relist. Relist.
I never knew that sound cue was going to be a part of my life. As consistently it has become.
It doesn't have to be.
No, I like it.
Okay.
I like it a lot. It irritates other people, but I love it because I mess around with it all the time.
It's just such an over the top. It has no business being on the show.
Right.
And it's not like we use it at any other time.
Well, exactly.
If we were doing it the whole time, like in we don't like a choice.
Yeah, like a morning zoo or something.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, he's got what at number 9? We're just dropping stings in the whole time. That would get annoying.
Our fans would stop listening to us.
We're becoming like a parody of ourselves.
Exactly.
Now,
No, I've done it before. I've done that. I just do my own voice with it, playing around with it. But anyway, I'm John Roca.
I am Matt Nost.
We're excited today for this relist. You know, I think this is one I am thoroughly looking forward to because I don't know what movies are going to be on this list. We did a best of, I think we did the Britain movie set in Britain before, depending on how we're doing the order of these. So this one is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Too.
That's right.
Okay. This is going to be top 10 movies based in New York City. Based in New York City. So may not have to be set in New York City, but certainly based in New York City. They can go to other places, but still the base is New York City. And it was a topic selected by one of our favorite fans, honestly, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. I just like, as if we're doing the list ourselves, so you're already setting the definition for you. Just you reiterated 3 times base, like you were thinking of one specifically. That maybe the character ventures a lot from New York, and you're like, that definitely makes like there was visceral base. All right, let's establish that now. But yeah, one of our all-time favorites, Jeremy Metz.
Jeremy Metz. So we love to pieces. Biggest smile in the world. Always gives us so much great energy, so much great love. To see him in Chicago, my heart like leapt out of my chest when I saw him in Chicago. The fact that he flew or drove to see us, I think, in L.A.
He did.
And then drove to see us in Chicago. Jeremy, dude, brother man, thank you so much. If he drives
delivering
to see us
kidneys the whole way.
Yeah, dropping off hearts and stuff.
Sure.
Organs.
The Santa Claus is saving lives as he just barrels from one coast to the other. I just picture him like Pony Express. He's just winging hearts. You need a liver? Boom, I got your liver.
Kablam. What you need, lower intestine? Boom, that's in the back.
Yeah, no, he's a quality human being.
He really is. And the guy just bounces back. He got mugged in fucking L.A., which if I ever find who mugged you, if I ever hear anybody mention who mugged, I'm going to take them out. He's great. So it's exciting to do this list that he suggested. Who are the other 2 people, Matt?
We got Ryan Nim and Mark Fawcett.
There you go.
And they sent in their list. And a big thanks to Chris Alexakos.
Absolutely.
For busting his ass to get us these relists in time. He now understands sometimes you got to track people down.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, pal.
Yeah, you got to hit up, you got to email, you got to do this. And if he didn't get it done.
You got it. Chris like whoops some ass. He likes to spank that ass and get it going.
Okay. That's
oh
one
my
way
God,
to put
I
it.
said that all wrong.
That's one way to put it.
I'm
sure.
just saying, he likes to get people in line. He enjoys doing that. I've been around him when he gets into that mode. All right, everybody, get out of here. Go here. Go over there. Go there. This is my girlfriend. He gets very to the point.
Why is he like? He seems almost like Austrian or maybe very Eastern Russian on your version.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do a Greek accent that well. I'm trying to do his Greek accent, and it's like that. He's very to the point. To the point, and his voice, his words are inside of his mouth.
That's true.
They don't come forward out. They come
in the
more
back
in the back.
Mouth. That's
so
where
you have to work hard to understand him. So, which means he's always in power in any situation he's in because you have to work hard to understand him. I respect that.
Oh, is that what that is?
It's a power move. I respect it. Anyway, so we have Mark Fawcett, Ryan Nem. We're going to do their list. We're going to break it down.
The way the show works is they submit their lists. We have to compile at the end. We do the show like we always do our regular show, which I don't think we did the intro for.
We didn't
on the last relist.
But that's all right.
You guys figured it out.
You didn't know this
this week I'm going to go first, and I do my bottom three. John will do his bottom three. I do my next two. He does his next two. Then we trade one apiece. Once we've done Ryan and it's Mark, right? Mark Fawcett.
Yes, Mark Fawcett.
Their two lists. Thank you, Jeremy Metz, for giving us the topic. And if you guys would like to be a part of this show, go to patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10. And then we compile the two lists based on, what they submitted. We don't add any of our own movies. We can obviously subtract theirs as we're creating the two lists, but it's all their opinion. So Ryan Nem starts off and says, "It was tough to do this fast, but I got it. Thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Chris."
Thank you, Ryan.
Thanks, man. Top 10 movies based in New York. I'm sure I may leave off some great movies, but I'm making this list based on enjoyment and how I felt when I first saw these movies and how many times I'll rewatch.
I like that.
At number 10, Cloverfield.
Ooh, nice choice. Not on this list.
All right. He says, "This movie totally took me by surprise by how much I would enjoy it. I was skeptical based on the found footage feel of it, but J.J. Abrams and Matt Reeves totally made it," screen went dark there, "feel fresh and like you were actually there witnessing all of the mayhem."
Nice.
Yeah, I thought the shaky cam was going to drive me nuts
Yeah,
after the first 20 minutes.
I can see that.
Yeah, eventually I settled into it, and I like that movie. That's one where it didn't bother me that we didn't get to see all that much because the terror and menace was good enough.
Yeah. A lot of good young actors in that, too, with Lizzie Kaplan and T.J. Miller and a couple of the people involved in that thing that were enjoyable to watch in that situation. So, yeah, absolutely. All right, what's your number 9?
Number 9 is Juice.
Oh, respect.
Didn't see that coming.
All right, not on the list. Juice.
Growing up as a huge Pac fan. Which could be the first time I've ever said that sentence in my life.
Please tell me there's not a G at the end of grown. Please tell me there's an apostrophe.
On what?
At the end of grown.
No, there's a G.
Oh, damn.
But as a huge Pac fan, it's just like, well, it's disjointed. You're creating two different realities there, I've seen this movie so much growing up, and I used to know and be like the main group of guys in this movie.
Okay.
And like John said before, Pac was terrifying in the role to me. And to me, Omar Epps played a great role as well. Sorry, the font size on this is like 2.
Don't sweat it. Oh, you're trying to read it. Oh, I see.
Trying to read through this as I go. But that's what he said about Juice.
Yeah, okay. About Juice.
Juice.
Okay. Not the Jews. Juice.
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure we don't get
Is that
ourselves
your
in trouble.
Alex Zakos Eastern Russian accent coming back? It's Juice. No.
Juice.
I said nothing of Jews.
I saw this film in the theater.
I'm sure Jewish people may more than likely produced this
I don't know.
movie.
I don't want to go that far. Let's move away from this.
I'm pretty sure.
Let's move away
I'm
from
saying
this.
there's a good chance. There's nothing wrong with that.
Sure.
Just stating a fact. Why is that?
You don't know if it's a fact. You're stating an assumption.
Okay, true. An assumption predicated upon my certainty that it's in the 80th percentile of being true.
Okay, fair enough.
Pretty good chance.
Okay.
At least one.
Yes, sure.
Well, I'm not the one that brought this up.
I know. You're right.
I have zero
At least
problem.
we're not diddling Greek boys. All right. Anyway, we'll move on.
Call back to the Chicago show, which
There it
is
is.
on the feed right now. It came out in the slew of Menace to Society
Yeah.
and
This
Boys in
whole
the
thing.
Hood. And so I watched those first and fell in love. South Central I like more than Juice.
South Central's great. Juice doesn't hold up anymore.
I haven't seen him
least for me.
forever. At the time, like when you have Tupac and Omar Epps, I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, I don't think. I liked it, but I didn't believe the reality as opposed to, especially in Menace to Society, casting people I didn't know seemed so much more accurate
Yeah.
to these, eyes that were living in Illinois. And,
Right.
at that time, I had no effing clue.
Yeah. You felt it.
And now we live here, and I still have no clue. So,
Well, you don't want to find out.
yeah. No,
Yeah, you don't want to validate who and who isn't a gang member. I'm like, I stay away from all of it. I just want to buy my shit at Target and go home. That's it. I don't want to get involved. With Juice, I remember seeing this in the theater being blown away by Tupac's performance and how threatening and evil he could be and how easily evil he could be. It was shocking. And then when you go back and study, this guy is like classically trained as an actor and performer. Like you're like, Jesus, no wonder he was so good at this situation when he got a chance to do it. And so it's a loss. Certainly his death was a loss to the rap world and maybe the rap community or the black community, but it's a loss to the world, I think, because he could have like come out of all of this and all the troubles he was in that led to his death. An incredible actor. Like he could have won an Oscar. He could have. Certainly, it's in play. So it's a shame. But the film itself it doesn't hold up strongly. The soundtrack's incredible, but the other stuff not so much. All right, what's the number 8?
Haven't seen it in years. Yeah. Number 8 is where Ryan loses me.
Okay.
Says Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
All right, Ryan.
I'm guessing this is the rewatchability aspect.
Yeah.
He says, I know the first one may be better.
Maybe better. He doesn't even concede that it is better.
Maybe.
I love that.
By the way, Ryan, those are 2 words. But this is a sentimental pick for me because during Christmas, this is one of the main movies we watched growing up more than the first.
Okay.
Totally makes sense.
Yep.
You have a different attachment to it, and I apologize for attacking you.
You should feel ashamed of yourself, man.
Yeah, I don't because you were right there with me. You can't elevate yourself to the high ground. You're down in the muck with me.
That's true.
So, good try,
Story of my life, man.
Good try. But when you have that, it's like when Rachel, I know we used this example in the past, but she had Father of the Bride #1 on her list for Steve Martin. She's like, well, when you tie in the father-daughter aspects of it, it's impossible to deny. So if this is a Christmas movie to you since you were a kid growing up, I'm surprised it's not higher.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point, actually. All right, what's your number? That's your number 8?
Yeah, it's my 8.
All right, so this is weird. Mark says, oh, boy, sorry about this. As a recently joined patron, I was pleasantly surprised to be selected so soon for a relist. Thankfully, Jeremy chose a topic I could do, so I did not have to pass, although there are some well-known films I have not seen that would probably be on a lot of other people's lists. For the record, my surname is pronounced the same as Fawcett. Okay, yeah, no, well, who else? How else are you going to pronounce that?
I don't know. Fawcett.
Yeah. Fawcett?
Sure, he's French. Fawcett.
It is a Marc Fawcett with his list of New York. Before my list, as you will see, I have 11 films on my list, as well as an honorable mention. Classic. As one of your UK patrons, oh, okay, he's British too. I have some understanding of U.S. geography. However, what is and isn't New York City, county, or state is something I am not 100% on, however. Hence, I am not sure about my number 2 choice, so if you decree that it doesn't count, just remove it and shift the others accordingly. Okay. Should I leave the honorable mentions till later?
Yeah.
Okay. And the number 10 backup,
that means he gets 11. So I say we cut that off unless we come back to it later on.
Okay.
You don't just suddenly get 11.
All right. Fair enough.
You're supposed to make your. That's my take.
I agree
I'll give
with
you the preamble. You can say as much as you like in that opening or as little. It's your choice.
I like his number 2, so I'm going to let it be on this list. Okay. I think it counts. So
we can come back to it as an honorable
We'll come back to it. All right. Number 10 is French Connection.
No. Wow. Not on my list.
Okay. Mark says, as I only saw this for the first time a few months ago, it's a film I can't put any higher than this yet, but we'll revisit this film sooner rather than later. Enough praise has been said about the car chase scene over the years that I can't add anything new to it. The rest of the film is pretty good too, though the first half hour was tough to get into as it had the feeling like there were scenes missing, which is something I've experienced before with films from this era, meaning the 70s. Now, there are not scenes missing. What's happening is in the 70s, they just presented shit to you and you just agreed and went along with it in a movie. And certainly Popeye Abdul, there's no background with Popeye.
No.
He is who he is. He's a racist at times. He's a tough-ass cop. He's an abusive cop. But he is driven and he violates all the rules to try to, in this naked pursuit, to try to get this drug runner and what it all leads him to. And in the end, what it ends up costing him overall is really interesting. And it's a damn good film that still holds up. William Friedkin directed a classic in this film. And Hackman is fantastic. Yeah. Anything you say?
It's one that I just don't get.
Oh, it's not your thing. Steve feels the same way. It's not his type of movie.
You know what kills me is that car chase scene was built up. It's like this is one of those.
Oh, yeah.
And to me, upon the first time I saw it, the tracking shots, because they're moving a lot of times at the same speed as the car.
Oh, yeah.
You don't get any sense of urgency, and they use those shots a lot and a lot and a lot.
They do.
And then they cut to like when it's got to zip around a corner or something like that, and we get a closer shot so you can feel. Yeah. Otherwise, with the tracking, it's just like, I don't know. You could be moving 10 miles an hour, you could be moving 40.
I think I'm here, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I understand that.
So the build up for that, I was like, well, that's when this movie apparently just hits its crescendo.
Right.
And I was like, okay. And then I wasn't as engaged with the characters. I was expecting like maybe the action picks up from there or something. I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
It's good. I understand why people praise it so, but it's never been.
All right, my number 9, Mark Fawcett's number 9. Mark Fawcett is number 9 is Trading Places.
Not on the list.
Okay. I almost wanted to have this as a combo with Coming to America, as they're in a shared universe. They are in a shared universe.
They
Yeah. I picked this over it as I can't pick a weak performance across the cast in yet another Christmas film in New York. The final act in Wall Street I still don't fully understand, but works. Eddie is at his energetic best. And as I first saw this when I was a teen, there's obviously the mirror scene that still sticks in the mind. Hello, I'm sure. That's Jamie Lee Curtis's incredible breasts. I can't deny that. She's beautiful in that film.
Oh, yep. I don't really have anything to add to that specific section, but it's we may or may not be getting to another one that was mentioned in that one.
Oh, okay.
And to me, that's the one that outshines, but we'll talk about that one.
Okay, sounds good. Number 8 is Scrooged.
Not on my list.
Okay. My second favorite Christmas movie after Die Hard, and the best A Christmas Carol adaptation, in my opinion. I have realized compiling this list that I do associate New York as much with Christmas as anywhere else. The original Miracle on 34th Street was also in consideration. As much as I love Bill Murray, it's the cast around him that makes this film so much fun to watch, with Bobcat Goldthwait the MVP, Carol Kane a close second, and my earliest recollection of a fourth wall break in the credits. Yeah, this is I love this film to pieces, man.
Yeah. People can go back and listen to our Christmas episode.
Yeah.
I put this on and the George C. Scott pretty much every the 2 iterations we've done of somehow doing Christmas movies. Yeah. Just specifically Christmas movies. I think this one's made it both times. But anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's absolutely fantastic.
And it works anytime. You don't have to watch it at Christmas. You can watch it in June and enjoy this movie.
Like 2 years ago, I remember it was streaming in this time of year.
Yeah.
And I watched it to fall asleep for like a week. Because I just watch 15, 20 minutes at a time, fall asleep, and the next night just pick up where
you
like, oh, yeah. I was like, this is the last scene I remember, and I pick up, and then I watch another 15, 20 minutes. And I just do that over the course of a week.
That's great. No, and it's the message at the end is just so powerful, man. Just so brilliantly powerful.
Yeah. The Tiny Tim actually works.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the only failing to me of that story and all the other movies is I never have any real connection to Tiny Tim. You want him to do,
right,
a fucking physically disabled child. Of course, you want the best for that child.
Sure.
But in this kid, just he doesn't speak. He's almost a mute and whatnot. And I don't know. It's good. It's a great choice.
It is. What's your number 7?
7 is Big.
Oh, not on the list.
Not on the list.
Wow.
All right. Ryan says, my favorite Tom Hanks movie, and growing up, just loved the possibility of this happening and loved the comedic moments.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, Big. Look, we have Tom Hanks in our life today because of Big.
Yes, absolutely, 1,000%.
And we're all the better for it. Guys
Yes.
made some amazing art over the past 30 years. And Big is the one that cemented it. I saw it as a kid, and I loved it.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic.
Me too.
It holds up really well. It's a movie that works for kids through teenage and even adults.
It's so resonant that they used it in Shazam. In 2019, you're still making references to a film from the middle 80s. It's pretty incredible.
It is.
The fact that it held up this long. And I wonder if there'll ever be a remake where Tom Hanks plays the Robert Loggia character. That might be interesting as the years go on.
Yeah, but
who knows?
Robert Loggia doesn't have enough, you know what I mean, in it.
Well, that's what I mean. Tom would just be essentially a glorified cameo in the movie. It'd be more about the kid and his relationship with...
Yeah, but you want him to live in that world some more. It's just like, oh, yeah, you got to see the dynamic of turning into like a Catch Me If You Can. So you got a DiCaprio going through it, and you understand, or something along those lines. Like, you're going to bring him in, make it the dynamic, because he's the only person that's experienced it, and you can see that.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that idea more. Okay. All right, what's your number 6?
6 is The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, great choice. Not on this list, but that's a great choice.
All right, he says, this movie was complete chaos, and I loved every second of it.
Fuck yes.
Leo was on another comedic level here. That scene of him getting out of the car had me dying laughing. It's more so getting into the car for me.
Yeah.
It didn't have me dying laughing. It has me staring gobsmacked at the screen going, I can't believe that you're fucking crushing this. You're crushing this right now. That is so impressive. So impressive. Like, Anybody does that, the shitty drunk, like, and you're like, oh my God. Really? We're going to do a vaudeville drunk? And on this, he's vaudeville on fucking lewds.
Yeah.
And I'm buying it 1,000%. It's so impressive.
You want to hear? Go ahead.
Please.
I was gonna say, you want to hear actual drunk? You can listen to it on the
29th?
the 29th of
true.
May.
Tater tot loving maniac.
When I get drunk for our second show of Chicago, we're dropping that for the patrons only. So if you want to become a patron, please do so quickly so that you can listen to that second show from Chicago. Trust me, you don't want to miss that.
You
second
do
show.
realize from that show you're probably gonna get another Bespin type of thing
Oh no!
for the argument.
I
that
have
you-
found people who are supporting my argument.
Yeah, of course.
Yes,
You're not alone because
damn right.
Look. There's a community of people online that believe the Earth is flat.
Oh, cut
You
it
can
out.
find your people so long as you look for them. It's not like you're Noah. You didn't wander into the desert, my friend. You wandered into a
Neither
massive
did Noah.
field full.
Moses did.
Or Moses, I apologize. Not Noah. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
You're getting your juice mixed up. All right, let's move on.
My juice, my Pac movies.
Your Pac movies.
Son of a bitch, you're probably right.
All right, my number 7 is, Mark Fawcett. Now I want to say his name incorrectly every time. Mark Fawcett is number 7.
Fawcett?
Fawcett, there we go, that's even better. Is a Taxi Driver.
That's a punt.
Ooh, nice. All right, and then his number 6 is Ghostbusters.
Not on my list.
Damn, what? Oof. The first film I saw that I associated with New York, and I still enjoy to this day. Being a tall, specky geek as a kid, Egon Spengler was my guy. Still wish we saw Ernie Hudson in more things, though, including in this film. Well, watch Oz. He's all over Oz. This is maybe don't watch Oz. This is still one of the funniest films from the 80s. I thoroughly enjoy watching it. Totally holds up. I got why people were upset about it, the all-female thing. But I didn't like the movie for different reasons than that. But I had no problem with it being made. People got insane over that shit. I didn't get it. But this movie is still incredibly fun and and quotable like crazy. Not you, Jan? You know, you're not the biggest Ghostbusters fan.
No, I enjoy Ghostbusters for the sci-fi element of it.
Right.
It's got some laughs in it, but it's not like laugh per minute.
Okay.
Like there's yes, this man has a small dick.
Right.
Is the telepathy? Is that the beginning of this one, or that's the beginning of 2? Isn't it?
No, that's
this one.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they go to the library pretty early. I didn't know if the library predates.
The telepathy, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So there's that scene. There's a couple others, but to me, it's more like a interesting action film.
Yeah.
With sci-fi action, whatnot, with some comedy mixed in.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it has this cast, I think everybody calls it a comedy. But
Fair
I don't
point.
think it really technically is. I think it's
Interesting.
more of an action sci-fi movie with some jokes in it.
That's a fun debate to have.
I will die on that hill alone.
Okay.
Just like you're over there thinking your argument on the show on the 29th of this month, which is a Wednesday. By the way, it's on Patreon.
Yeah.
And you can only get it there. And I forget what tier we said that would be at. I guess we got a couple weeks before this comes out.
Yeah. We can figure it out. Sure.
Do you want to say that?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Why don't we talk about it in between and we
Yeah. Then we'll
do
drop
on
it
the
off.
next show.
All right. What's your number 5?
My number 5 is Godfather 2.
All right, that is one of his honorable mentions, which is already making this list invalid. But go ahead, yeah. No offense, Fawcett.
Yeah, Fawcett. Yeah. Okay. He says, I know at 5, exclamation point.
Oh.
Capital B for but. I just finally saw all the Godfather movies in the past couple of years, and I acknowledge how great the first and second are, but I've openly rewatched them a handful of times and appreciate them.
Ooh.
I don't know why you have to, but I've only rewatched them. I said openly, and I was like, why do you have to defend watching
Yeah.
2 movies that are in the argument for one of the best movies of all time?
Yeah,
It didn't make sense.
That makes no sense.
Once again, I'm reading size 2 font. Godfather 2 is fantastic.
Yeah.
It would be damn near the top, although I don't know if I think of it as New York.
Interesting.
I know it's in New York,
Yeah.
but I don't directly associate it with
2 is not set necessarily in New York.
No, they flashes
It's more set in
around.
Nevada.
It is.
Yeah.
Because the Tahoe.
Right. And he only goes to New York for the Pentangeli stuff.
And then the flashbacks to his dad.
Right. So it's not really, which is past. It's not current.
I'm just saying, but that's in the movie set in New York City.
Right. If the movie was just Vito Corleone's story, that's set in New York.
Yeah, that's way more. That's all set in New York.
Right.
The action all takes place there, and this is in Cuba. And
Cuba as well.
Yeah, you're going to all kinds of different locales.
Agreed. Okay, that was your number 5.
That was my 5.
All right, his 5 is, or Mark Fawcett's 5 is The Avengers.
Oh, not on my list.
Yeah. I had to have an MCU film in somewhere, as many of theirs have been in New York. As I believe the Avengers compound is in New York State, not the city. I couldn't put Endgame in here. In that case, it visits NYC, not based in NYC. And this is just ahead of Homecoming. The Battle of New York is so much fun to watch with moments that are some of my favorite. Banner turning into Hulk and smashing the space creature still makes me cheer. We wouldn't be where we are today of Marvel dominance without this film working so well, putting the gang together. I agree. It's here's what I'll say. I appreciate what Avengers is. I find issues with it now. When I rewatched it on the plane back from London, the whole thing,
Okay.
and I had issues with some of the writing, some of the scenes, some of the action, and it seemed a little too much like a kids movie and not enough like an adult, mature approach to something like this. Whereas is what we get now with Endgame and Infinity War.
Build to that.
Yeah, you do. I just felt, to me, it just it doesn't hold up as strongly as it did before. Is what I'll say.
Okay.
That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I'm not gonna hate on Avengers because
Yeah.
walking into that and like this is a tall order how you can manage to pull all this together.
Good point.
With characters that the vast majority, even though they've had standalone films, people don't know.
Right.
Nobody really knew Thor. They knew the name Captain America, but who knows if they knew the character? They may have known the name Iron Man before Downey Jr., but I doubt it.
Yeah.
It's not like he was huge.
No, Iron Man's not. No.
Yeah.
Iron Man was like a third-tier character.
When Sony bought the rights to Spider-Man, they were offered all characters.
Yeah.
For $25 million or whatnot, and they said,
Yeah.
"No, we'll just take Spidey for $7,
Yeah.
and you can fuck off with the rest." Just like, I mean, that's where it was. So then to take all these disparate individuals and spin something that was, enjoyable for all.
Yeah.
If you'd never seen it, you would like it just from the action and the storyline and whatnot. And if you liked, whatever, it was just the cornerstone of a foundation now that has built all of this. That
Yeah.
coupled with like Iron Man and a couple others. But I think those two are the central foundational pieces for everything we have now.
Thoroughly agree. What's number 4?
4 is Coming to America.
Okay. Not on this list.
One of the funniest movies ever made, and Eddie Murphy was just pure magic here.
Yeah. Agreed.
1000%.
Thoroughly agree.
Somebody, I think it was in the Facebook group, said that they watched it because of the show and just like, nah, outside of the sexual chocolate scene, I got nothing.
Wow.
And look, there are stretches where it's just like, yeah, but I like watching Eddie. And there's not jokes coming. And Eddie holds, I mean, he's huge.
Eddie does. Yeah.
Yeah. For our generation, a 10-year span of us,
Yeah.
15-year span where Eddie was God.
The nostalgia holds us as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, the barbershop scene, I love it.
Genius.
A lot of the stuff with him like trying to mop, whatnot, and just then the robbery with Sam Jackson and then Eric LaSalle trying to play a badass. No reason to put like the Soul Glow joke. It's the only one that's so over the top when the family's sitting up against it very early on. They get up. It's the only over the top sight gag outside of cutting off the rat tail thing that Prince had.
That'll be $10.
I mean, it hits on so many different beats, but there are moments which is like, I
think it slows down when you deal with the girl. I think it slows down. The scenes aren't as well written as they could be, but she's so sweet in the part that it keeps you still hooked to the film.
I agree.
And John Amos is fantastic as well as the corrupt dad in a funny way. That's your number 4.
That was my 4.
So this 4 is for Mark Fawcett. It is The Apartment.
Oh, not on my list.
2 words, Jack Lemmon. Just how good is he in this film? Shirley MacLaine is magnificent in this too. When comedies win Best Picture at the Oscars, they are usually not funny. This one is, and then some. I don't know if I can prove that theory right or wrong. How many comedies win Best Pictures?
All I keep thinking about is the 2 words, Jack Lemon. And then my head was like, oh, what about the Western? Here comes Lemon Jack. I do not know why. I just thought of like, the law couldn't do anything. It was public chaos until Lemon Jack got here.
Oh, shit. It's Lemon Jack. Oh, shit. We got to get out of here. There
Exactly.
it is.
Really
Yeah.
over the top. Offensive stereotypes left and right.
That's not offensive to
No, I'm
who?
saying not yours. I'm saying
okay.
it's something else. It was made in the 50s. They had those flying title cards coming at
Oh,
you.
yeah,
And shit like that. And just you knew this was a bad movie. Maybe they didn't have time because it's just like, I'm happy to go see any kind of movie. I don't really
Yeah.
care. It's a movie picture.
Lauren Green is Lemon Jack. What's your number 3?
3 is Taxi Driver, the punt from earlier.
Okay, cool.
And it's the only one he didn't put anything next to.
Oh, how funny. I'll read Mark's. My favorite De Niro Scorsese collaboration. I may upset some people, but I can't stand Raging Bull. Sorry. Wow. Again, can't add much to what has already been said about this film. Agreed. It's a fantastic film.
Yeah,
What can you
Ryan
say?
just said, fuck it, man.
Yeah.
Taxi Driver. That's it. He
That's
just
it.
dropped the mic and walked out.
What more I need to say?
Exactly.
All right.
2, he's got Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Well, I have my 3, right?
I apologize.
No worries. It's John Wick.
Oh, not on my list.
Wow. Now, I personally prefer John Wick 2.
Wow, really? My hope is that 3 brings me back to the franchise.
It's supposed to be excellent. Yeah. Now, I personally, but as this is all in NYC, it goes in my list. A sleeper that reinvigorated the action genre like Bourne did 10 years ago, 10 years before, and brought Keanu back to prominence. As I don't know when this podcast will be released, I will either be eagerly looking forward to or will have already seen and loved Chapter 3. There you go.
Yeah, no, this podcast came out after it came out.
Yes.
So
Hope you enjoyed it.
hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm hoping 3 gets us back to the meat and potatoes of what the first one was.
I'm hearing good things. I'm Perry's +1 on Thursday, so I get to go see it, thank God.
You hear anything about Deadwood? Are they doing a screening?
No, I haven't heard anything, but you know what? That's a great thing to recommend. I'm going to reach out to HBO and see what they got going on.
That's what you said last week, and
I
here we
did.
are a week
You're right.
later.
I'm sorry, you're right.
Having
I
the
did.
same dance again. We're going to be doing this dance again next week. You know we are. Walt's partner's on, hey, anywhere from HBO? You know what? That's a great idea. I know a guy over at HBO. All right, motherfucking goldfish over here. We're doing this dance again.
Why didn't you say anything last week? I did. All right. All right. What's your number 2?
2 was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Great choice.
Jumped the gun on last time.
I
I was
love
so
that.
excited about it.
Woo! Oh man.
Out of all the Marvel movies set in New York, this movie completely shocked me by how much I love it. Growing up in the same neighborhood and going through similar struggles as Miles with life and trying to find yourself, I fully related to his story with his dad. It was great to have a superhero movie where I can fully relate with the character.
Oh, nice. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, this thing was
Yeah.
so stinking good.
Yeah, it was.
So stinking good. Just when I didn't need another fucking origin story of Spider-Man, I'm like, I don't even care. This is the best origin story of Spider-Man ever.
Yeah.
This is fantastic.
Yeah. Thoroughly agree.
I'm pretty sure it's my favorite Spider-Man.
I would agree with that. I have no complaints about this Spider-Man, and I can find something to complain about in every other Spider-Man,
Yeah, me too.
including Homecoming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So can I. There's just points where it's like, yeah, this works, and this doesn't as much for me.
Right.
Whereas in Into the Spider-Verse, I mean, the collective brain power of basically like 5-6 guys all hashing and directing and co-directing and producing and writing and this huge collaborative effort between all of them.
Yeah.
It really shows that there's a lot of care went into this.
It's super brilliant, yeah, in that way.
It is.
That was your number 2?
That was my 2.
My 2 is 12 Angry Men.
Oh,
He said, "My unsure one. It's set in a New York County courthouse, so I don't know I don't know if it counts. There is a mention of going to a Yankees game that day, so it must be close to the city. At least it is. It's in the city.
Yeah.
To the film itself, Henry Fonda is mesmerizing as juror number 8, and the rest of the cast produced great performances as well. Yeah, thoroughly agree. This is one of my favorite films.
it completely holds up.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely, Matt.
does.
It still holds up.
You can go, anybody that's not seen it, you can be hesitant, like Makuga, anything made before whatever date that is, he just won't watch it.
Right.
I'm sure there are exceptions to that rule, but that's a pretty steadfast rule for him.
Mm-hmm.
This is one that, like, look, the pacing is just fine, and it's just a character study, but you're engaged with all these different individuals.
Yeah.
As, like, the story progresses. And Henry Fonda's, it could be one of my favorite, if not my favorite performance of his.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's a film that got its hooks in me when I was very young. This idea of appearances aren't what they seem. The lawyer stuff, the court stuff, the jury, your peers. what a jury room might be like and the different things that you go on and the journey from a man standing alone against everybody to, in the end, it is another man standing alone against everybody who is working out his own shit between his son and himself. So it's really powerful in that way. In one ways, I directed a version of it at Florida State as one of my.
Oh yeah, you brought that up once.
Yeah. It was a multi-gender. It was a genderless cast or whatever you call it, and a multiracial cast. And I played around with it so well and really enjoyed it. It's one of my favorite experiences ever because it's one of my favorite plays ever. So I appreciate Mark putting it number 2 on his list. What's your number 1?
Number 1 is Goodfellas.
Ooh, nice.
Just my favorite mob/gangster movie.
Mm-hmm. Not on this.
Somebody ain't wrong.
No, not on this list.
Not on the list?
I'm surprised.
Dude, I don't know if it's my favorite. Godfather 2 is in that running, but man, I'm damned if Goodfellas didn't. The thing is, I will watch Goodfellas more, way more. I know you like the first half to 2/3.
All the way up until where it turns into the
shit
drug.
Hits the fan.
Yeah.
Because this is a true story, nobody gets away with doing crime their entire lives.
Right, you're right.
There is occasionally, and we all kind of tip our hat to the guy that got to retire. Good for you.
Yeah.
You are the exception because we were trying to bust you or you will get killed otherwise.
Yeah.
And I also didn't have to, witness or be part of any of the collateral damage for your power. So it's easier for me to reconcile you getting out. Like Joe Bonanno got to retire.
He did. Joey Bones. Is that what they called?
I don't think so. Do you know who he is? You said it like
I know who Bonanno is. A Bonanno crime family is massive.
Just but then like, hey, Joey Bones.
I just, coming up with stuff. We're talking New York.
I just think with Bonanno, wouldn't Bananas be closer? Because
you want to call mob boss Bananas?
Nah, but we call him Monkey. Hey, Monkey. Oh. I'm sure you take that. That's a good nickname. Hey, Monkey.
Why is Nose calling me a monkey? What the fuck?
Banana. They like bananas. It's a nickname it's a hat on a hat, my friend.
There had to be a nickname for him, right? He was nicknamed Joe Bananas by the papers, dude.
Honestly, I probably knew that then.
Okay.
That's why I brought it up.
He despised the name because it implied that he was crazy, and his family was sometimes called the Bananas family after his nickname. Oh. But the safe name to use around him was Don Pepino. That he didn't mind. Don Pepino. Joe Bananas. Lord God Almighty. That's funny as shit. All right, number 1 for me is Mark Fawcett rather, is Rear Window.
Okay.
My favorite Hitchcock. I love the set, the main plot, and all the little B stories going on in the apartments across from James Stewart's window. He puts in his usual brilliant performance, but every moment Grace Kelly is on screen, you can't take your eyes off of her. That's very true. She's absolutely gorgeous in this movie. Radiant, even. Mm-hmm. This is a film I enjoyed. I think I saw it too late in life to really get it and enjoy it and put it in the top 5 of Hitchcock for me. But I enjoyed it. And I think it actually is still prescient nowadays because he's essentially a stalker and he's watching other people's lives like a television, like a reality show. Yeah. Every window is a new reality show.
People watching.
Yeah, he's people watching, but it's like a new reality show every single time.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. But then he doesn't want to be watched. He doesn't mind watching other people. Well, fuck him. That's what I feel like. He's, he deserves everything he gets in that movie.
Yeah, but that's what everybody wants. They want to be able to watch.
I don't.
And, I'm just saying, of the 2 options.
Yeah.
Would you rather be the one that gets to watch and doesn't get watched?
Right.
Or watched and doesn't get to watch? You know what I mean? So they see everything that you do, but you don't get to see them, or they don't see you and you see all.
I guess the second option.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course, that's what everybody chooses.
Yeah, I guess so. It's not my favorite, yeah, but I hear you. I'm not one of those guys that stop at rubbernecks either.
Me either.
If there's an accident, I do not want to see what's happening. I want to get to where I'm going and be thankful that I wasn't involved in it. All right.
I'm sure this is particle board. I don't know if that counts. It's wood fiber that's been like glued and pressed together. Maybe. Does that count as wood?
What if I knock harder? All right. His honorable mentions for Mark, Godfather Part 2. He put down there. He says the sequel is better than the original. Thank God.
I wouldn't even call it a sequel. You know what I mean? It is, but at the same time, it's more just a continuation of the same story.
Well, that's a sequel. What are you talking about?
I know, but I don't know. It seems more like a true tale about a family as opposed to like, I don't know.
So you mean
it's idiotic.
what you? No, I think I understand what you're trying. What you're trying to say is that this is all connected, and
Yeah.
it's not
John Wick 2 is independent of John Wick 1.
Right.
Whereas Godfather 1 and 2 to me are just basically one long story
Right.
about the two generations of one family.
And that's how Coppola prefers it, as a saga,
That's what it should be.
not sequels.
Yeah, because you need to see where we started, but you don't see how really Corleone got to that except for the little bit of flashbacks.
Right.
But he had to do some terrible shit too.
Yes.
But trying to get everybody out and then just man, doomed to repeat the sins of your father.
Exactly. His other backup was Home Alone 2, for God's sakes. I don't understand this
Probably
movie
the same
has.
age.
Yeah, he says the film holds a fond memory as our year 6, 5th grade class had a choice of a Christmas party or a trip to the cinema. We chose the cinema, and this was the film we saw. I still enjoy the comedy moments that play from the original, for example, the paint tins and Tim Curry in it, even though you have to tolerate the orange one's appearance. That's a nice reference to Trump there. Yeah, all right, there you go. That's these.
Well, Ryan closes out with.
Oh yeah, what was Ryan saying?
Sorry if my list was kind of out there, but glad and proud to be a part of y'all's top 10 army.
Oh, thank you, man.
And thank you for the time and sacrifice you guys make for us and helping me through some tough times by just listening to your guys' show. Thanks, and top 10 for life.
Yeah, dude. Respect. Thank you.
Yes, and we will be rolling out mandatory tattoos very soon.
Oh my God.
It's going to be gorgeous.
Yikes.
Right across the neck and just top 10 with a huge logo and our faces on it. It's going to be gorgeous.
Please don't do that to yourself, people. Please don't do that to yourself. All right. Do we have any commonality?
Taxi driver.
That's it. Is that it? That's it.
That is it. We don't have anything else. So taxi driver's number
I
one.
guess taxi driver's number one.
You want to
All
type
right.
them out again?
Yeah, sure. I don't mind. All right. What do you have next?
My number one is Goodfellas, and yours was
Rear Window.
Window?
I would put Goodfellas before
I
Rear
would put
Window.
Goodfellas. Yes. And then Rear Window.
Okay. What do you have next?
What's your two?
I think it might be. It's 12 Angry Men.
I got Into the Spider-Verse. Your call. I got to do this one on the last one.
Well, I would say Into the Spider-Verse. And here's the reason. Because it uses New York more as a character. And
Without
if this
a
is
doubt.
top 10 movies based in New York, then I would do that. 12 Angry Men, though, certainly very close or tough decision to move it below Spider-Verse. All right.
Or what's your three?
John Wick.
That goes next
Okay.
because I had Taxi Driver at 3.
Okay.
4, I got Coming to America. What do you got?
The Apartment. I'll put Coming to America over The Apartment.
I would say Coming to America personally, but
I would
that's
too.
an extremely biased opinion amongst the two of us.
Well, it's our list.
It is. It's
We're
our
putting these
show
things- yeah.
with their list.
Exactly. We're putting this together so they can deal with it. All right. What do you have next?
What do you have 5?
Let me see here. 5, I have The Avengers.
All right, I got Godfather 2.
Ooh.
I would say Avengers is more in New York than Godfather 2 is.
Yes, I would agree. Because Godfather 2, like we mentioned, Godfather 2 in Cuba.
So I would say Avengers then over Godfather 2.
Okay. So that would be Avengers, then Godfather 2. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then how many left?
That's it.
Oh, that's it?
That's it.
Wow, Godfather 2 makes the bottom. Well, good for you, Godfather 2. You're normally
Hey, go for
in
you.
that top 3 of whatever list you managed to end up on. So suck it up.
Good for you. Good
Suck
for
it
you,
up.
Godfather. Good for
You
you.
just barely made it, all right?
Oh, you're on the list, Godfather.
You're this close.
Oh.
This fucking close.
Look at that, Joey Bananas. You're on the list. Good God. All right, let's do this thing. The top 10 re-list movies. Oh, wait. The top 10 movies set in New York on the re-list. Yeah.
The re-list. And number 10.
The Godfather Part 2.
And number 9.
The Avengers.
Coming in at number 8.
The Apartment.
In the siete.
Coming to America.
At number 6.
John Wick.
At number 5.
12 Angry Men.
Finally at number 4.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Into our third spot.
Rear Window.
At number 2.
Goodfellas.
And finally, the number 1 movie based in New York is...
Taxi Driver. You talking to me?
Great list.
Yeah.
Great show.
A lot of
Thank you
good-
so much to Jeremy and Ryan and Mark,
Yes, Mark Fawcett.
Mr.
give-
Fauchette.
So-
Ryan Nem and Jeremy Metz. They support us on Patreon, and you can as well at patreon.com/the top 10 with the number 10. And we're going to be releasing, like we brought up earlier, the Chicago show on the 29th of this month, which is a Wednesday.
Trust me, you don't want to miss out on this. You do not want to miss out on the Chicago show. It's going to blow your mind.
It's a good one, and we're working on other things. If you are a member at $5 and up, there's a post that only you can see, and you can submit. Basically, we want to do a show where we get 2-3 different topics from the audience, whatever they happen to be. Hey, if you had to make a choice between this movie and that, Sophie's choice between these two movies, what do you choose? Or whatever kind of question you want, hit us up there, and we're going to try and do like a couple of those and just provide small content as we're working on new shows for Patreon. But we want to give you a little bit more, a little extra. Trying to put some more cherries on top of this Sunday.
Come on,
That's all we're trying to do. But thank you so much to Mark, Ryan, and Jeremy, and to Chris Alexakos for helping us this week.
Yeah, thank you, Chris.
And Joe Ibarra and Clay Williams that help us with stuff.
And Kristen
Smith and Matthew Hasso. Thank you to all of you that help us. Anybody that retweets us or leaves us a review somewhere or talks, joins the Facebook group, emails us about a live show at the top10live@gmail.com. Any of that, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Yeah, thank you so much. Matt, you can follow him at Matt Nost.
You can.
And you can follow me at The Roca Says on Twitter and on Instagram. And like we say before, leave us ratings, leave us comments, share this show with everybody, share the main show as well with everybody that you know. Get them hooked on us. We bring you joy, so we're going to bring your friends joy with our shenanigans.
Let's bring the Christmas spirit all year long.
Absolutely. Let's Scrooge this bitch up. All right, love you all so much. Thanks everybody for listening. We will see you next time on the Top 10 Realist.